Tammy, that was more than gracious. I owe you drinks, dinner, whatever you want, my firstborn too. But I'm excited to be back in New York. The idea of Voto Latino actually started here in New York City. And I was sharing with someone, it was with Rosario, and unfortunately, New York priced me out of the market. You can imagine, it was back in 2004, and I decided that yes, we should definitely do a nonprofit startup. New York prices didn't meet it, so I went back home. I was a boomerang kid, and all of a sudden I knocked on the door, I said, Mom, so I quit my job. I had this great idea. It's not going to make me any money. Do you think I could live here a while? And she was graciously accepted, but I always believe that New York is always my backyard and an area that I really believe in. And one of the reasons that Voto Latino has been so dear to my heart has been because of its possibility and the possibility of democracy building. And I think that's why the work that Demos does is so critical, because you hold not only our elected officials accountable, but you provide the tools and the responsibility back to the people that matter, middle America, to recognize that the government works for them. And in this time and this age, we've worked so much in silos in this movement. That's critically important for folks like us here to listen to each other, learn from each other, but also get energized from each other, because it's lonely out there. I can share with you that right now, Voto Latino is in 7 states. I've been doing the listening tour in Colorado and in Texas, and it's getting increasingly lonely out there for the Latino community. And it's getting lonely because they feel that they're alone, and that no one is taking stock and saying what you are doing right now to the Latino community is not only anti-Latino, it's anti-American. And so, Demos, thank you for the work that you're doing. And as we move forward, my hope is that we continue growing, but more importantly, this next election is going to be so critical, because not only are we creating 2 Americas, one based solely on the color of your skin or your last name, but how do we actually energize these young people who do truly believe in America's possibility? Between now and the 2012 election, we're going to have 1.2 million new Latino youth voters. That's powerful. They have been leaders in their families long before they turned 18. And what they're asking for is for America to welcome them so that they can share their talents, their passion, and their deep belief in being America. So as we move forward, Latino issues are American issues, but we also have the largest emerging market within our borders, 50 million strong. So when we start talking about India and China eating our lunch as an emerging market, no, we have it right here. So I look to you to move this forward and to engage and get excited, but more importantly, to quote Sean Penn. I recently saw Fair Game about Valerie Blaine. Right? Fantastic movie. But to quote him, freedom is not free. We need every single person in this room to continue to energize each other, feed each other, learn from each other, but more importantly, stand up to our truths. Because if we stop fighting, we're not going to remember the America that I grew up in. And that's not acceptable. So thank you so much. And in very brief, I want to thank Tammy. I want to thank Miles Rappaport, Donna Carson. Thank you so much, Gina Glatz, Heather McGee for giving me that first phone call, and Clarissa Martinez. And finally but not least, I want to thank my staff. Eddie Morales, he's our Deputy Director. Iris Tutelage, I have to just shout you out very briefly. He registered over 10,000 kids in less than 3 weeks in September. Trained, we organized, and we created Gala. And those are the type of leaders that we need to continue supporting. So thank you so much. Thank you to the staff who believes, because like someone mentioned, Amy, we're not getting rich, but we believe. So thank you so much, everyone, again. Thank you.